Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Fallen Archangel, and today I'll start reviewing a new anime that I just watched a couple of weeks ago, and just in preparation to make this video. So the anime that we'll be reviewing is called God Eater. Now, what is you're probably wondering what is the premise of this show? Well, the premise of the show is about the main character, like Utsugi, who is surviving on a post-apocalyptic world, which the world itself has been on a war with these monsters, creatures that are called Aragamis. Which is, you know, basically those are the premises, and it's talking about his perspective of the world and with his friends, some of the other characters. Also, in this world, there are weapons to fight Aragamis. And the weapon itself is called the God Arcs. It's essentially been explained later on the series why they call that God's Arcs. Uh, in this review, I'm gonna probably get into a little bit of spoilers because I love, well, I like this anime for one particular episode that really made me emotional. Also, this anime is being produced by UFO Table. Yes, people who make Kara no Kyokai and the Fate series. So yeah, about animation, you don't need to ask about it because they got it covered. But uh, for me, basically, their animation on God Eater is not that bad. What I'm saying is it's kind of a lackluster a bit because it doesn't have many fighting scenes as we know. It's more about the world itself, But definitely the anime is gorgeous. That's all I need to say. So right now we get to the main character himself, Nankao Tsugi, which has well, shall we say he's a bit of a unique character. He doesn't talk much, he doesn't speak much, and the only thing that we know about him on episode one is that he ran all the way into the wall, and then he make a contract to become a god arc, basically, to fight Aragami, and he's questioning himself about it. That he's questioning and doubting himself if he can beat the Aragami, but eventually he take on a test and he become a fully fledged god arc. And then he meets the other characters. I'm not gonna talk about the other characters because really this anime is really center focus on him. Like it's really center focus on him. And then on the episode 2 or 3, there's a incident. You know, a little bit of spoilers. The incident that involves Lenka, so that he being going to the prison for his actions because he broke the rules. You know, by trying to save people that should not be saved. Basically, that's what I'm saying. So he's in the prison, and then he got broken out by one of the higher upper ups. Well, he's senior basically, one of the greatest God Arc people, and then people found out later in episode 5 that he's like the next gen God Arc. Basically, uh, his God Arc can change weapons. So basically, the old God Arc, which is the people from the older generation, they can't change their modes. Their weapons are just stuck in one mode. It's either a blade or a gun, which is different from like Lanka and one other character, a girl who can change both. Or actually, he has three forms. So one form is a machine gun, the other form is a sword, and the other form is the head of Aragami, because the only one that can kill Aragami is Aragami. So okay, that's the premise of the story, and we'll be talking about like how Aragami is being conceived. So Aragami himself, oh man, they are really ruthless monsters. They just don't give a shit who they are. They just eat everything. They eat. First of all these monsters they eat like organic and non-organic stuff, which means they literally ate anything. They can eat like what creatures like humans, for example, or they can eat like gasoline and they still be fine. Now, origami itself was being conceived by three scientists. One of them, actually, two of them still survive. One of them is dead. I'm not going to talk about how she died, though. That's a she. She died. And also, these three scientists, well, they make an experiment. Basically, they experimented on things they shouldn't be experimenting, and then the experiment went into a failure, and then they have to file like a case report, so it will be cancelled. But instead, one of the scientists decided to just let's just continue the study, the experiment, because they all get this close to figuring out how to cure all. Like it's basically like the lizard from Spider-Man. Like you can cure anything if it was done rightly, correctly. But it turns out origami are living creatures, living bacteria that have properties like a beehive, basically. And so, well, the outbreak happens. Now, of course, the God Eater himself, people, the weapons, the God Arcs, has also other name, which is, the title of the show, God Eater. Now, what I'm about to tell you is not only about God Eater, but also about Code Vein. Now, if any one of you who has played Code Vein, you're probably wondering, right? Why are we talking Code Vein in the God Eater anime? So here's the thing. Many people, including myself, has found many similarities in like between the God Eater and the Code Vein series. For example, in the Code Vein, the God Eater series, you know that those big spikes that come from the freaking Earth, like big spikes, like spikes, that when origami, invade the Earth, basically they invaded the Earth's core and literally eating it, like essentially turning it into a bunch of spikes, killing millions of people. That event also happens in Code Vein, so people are wondering if Code Vein and God Eater is actually it's just the same world. It's just because in Code Vein, if you already play Code Vein, now there's also a spoiler. At the end of the Code Vein that that's the wall, like the mist wall. We eventually will break the wall, right? So what I'm saying is, could it be a possibility that that other world is God Eater? Because that could be it. I mean, also they have weapons that uses their own blood. Like for Godars, they use the human blood. Coven uses your vampire blood. I mean, also that's the only difference between Coven and God Eater is that in Coven you have to become a literally a vampire, right? Meanwhile, in the God Eater, you need to have like a huge like wavelength, like sync ability with the origami, so that you can activate the God Axis hidden weapon. Um, Now, are we talking about the biggest, how should I say, gripes with this series? What I have the biggest gripes is not that many, just a few of them. For example, is that Lenka as a character doesn't do much. He doesn't do much. He is essentially a blank character. He doesn't speak much. He doesn't express much feelings. And in a few episodes, I've kind of dislike him until the episode I think 10 or 11, where it talks about his backstory, where you know if you're a God Eater fan, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's the gruesome death of well, his adoptive family, and that scene. From episode. So basically, episode 10 is like a prequel to episode 1. That's what I'm saying. So that scene where he ran away from his family getting killed by fucking origamis is just so sad. And it makes me think, right? Like, because humans, right? You see, because of those scientists' fault, they make this world, full of danger and peril. Now we then the scene where his adoptive sister goes to freaking heaven and meet him in a fucking heaven. Dude, that made me fucking tear up. That legit made me tear up. I'm just sit back, I can't say anything because it's at this point I'm just ranting about the series, ranting and reviewing. Um, yeah, I just couldn't stop thinking like that hit me real hard because some of my family members has already passed away, and I know that feeling as well, and that really hit me hard. But even after that scene, I don't really like Lanka as a character, as a main character. He's kind of lacking in a personality part. But I get it why he lose like majority of his humanity, right? Because he's essentially an origami. He's like the first human to have like stupid levels of like syncability with origamis. That's why his god arc is essentially a very very alive origami. Like there's another character, right? The one that the one I just said, the girl, like the name of the girl is Alisa, right? Now Alisa herself, dude, that freaking scene. Of course, it's not in the freaking what you call it. It's not in the freaking anime. They don't show it, but well, there's this scene where if you know the scene, the hypnosis scene, right? That shit really really wants me to punch the freaking living shit out of her personal doctor, bro. That man is a fucking scumbag of the fucking earth. And then so if you're wondering who's my favorite character in God Eater, that goes to Lindo. But sadly, on the final episode, spoiler again, well, he did. He fucking did. Which is why if there's a season two of Guardian, I'm probably not gonna watch it because it makes me think. It makes me sad as hell, bro. Like what the legit? They just killed off my favorite character. Overall, this anime, I mean, if you're just wanting some anime to waste your time, I don't recommend watching this. This is definitely that type of anime where you know what you're into. Like you're prepared for watching it. For me, when I'm watching this, I'm not prepared. So when I watch it, you know that when that scene happened, I'm just like sitting there and hopeless, bro. So anyway, well, that's my God Eater anime review. Hopefully, if you guys, hopefully hopefully if you guys want to watch this anime, hopefully you are prepared for it. Because if you're not prepared for it, it's gonna you know kick you in the heart, like real hard. So yeah, well, anyways, if you yeah, well, this is it. This is the end. So if you guys like watching my video, I mean, share and subscribe. I guess because I just made videos and anime reviews just for fun, basically. Because I love animes. Even titles that people don't know about. Well, there you go. See ya next time, I guess.